Grifco.
The seasons of our world and their harmony with each other are truly beautiful. Each one exists only as a change from the others, and wouldn't quite be the same without the neighboring three being present as well. Spring bursting out from the cold depths of winter, summer gradually washing over spring like a yellow gradient, fall sweeping up the heat of summer with a mound of cool orange leaves, and the harsh yet beautiful embrace of winter. The composition of these four seasons create a wonderful cycle of change that is certainly well balanced. However, I've grown a tad sick of it. After seeing it unfold for the 17th time, I can't help but feel it's gotten just a bit repetitive. And that's why I have a proposition. A fifth season. Now, to importantly clarify, I can certainly still live with the current seasons, I just think it would be suitable to have something new. I really like the present ones. After all, they almost act as an anchor of similarity throughout the last 4 billion years, like an unchangeable, cemented bedrock reference point to how a large part of humanity has always been, a physical time machine into how certain circumstances have always been. But I do want some kind of tempered change. I would never really want to alter the seasons in a way that some wouldn't like, but maybe there could be some kind of happy medium, which I'll elaborate on later. Regardless, here are several ideas for how a fifth season, perhaps named Bronter, could find its way into this beautiful, but also well-known, orchestra of our planet. Let's start with one of the most fundamental parts, the atmosphere. Similar to how fall results in the leaves changing to a warm, inviting crimson orange, this season will have the surrounding foliage change to a nice hue of purple. I think there's typically not quite enough of it in our day-to-day lives, and this could certainly rectify that. The sky would change into a serene pitch black, maybe with a little bit of red. I think there's something a bit too bright and sunny about all the vanilla seasons. A little change in gothic flair couldn't hurt. And you know how there's April showers? Well, here's the Bronter square rain. I believe this perpendicularly oriented weather occurrence could provide a base of order with the 90-degree four-sided shapes. Sure, spring also has pollen, and all of the seasons have their arsenals of smells. For Bronter, however, I was thinking of a nice mixture of pepper and cinnamon, but mostly pepper. This way, one could feel truly awake and aware of the beauties that Bronter provides. As for the temperatures, I was thinking every odd multiple of 3 would suffice, in Fahrenheit, of course. I believe this would provide a suitingly balanced but still reasonably changing temperature. For instance, one day could be a cool 57 degrees, while the next could be a warm 75. I also think things wouldn't quite be complete without night creatures that emerge from a soil and wreak meager havoc to where they spawn. This might sound a tad alarming, but to clarify, they would only be powerful enough to be a minor nuisance. Their attacks wouldn't quite hurt, and they would be soft and typically manageable. Similar to mosquitoes being a minor nuisance from the heat of summer, I believe that Bront crawlers could at least provide a touch of uniqueness and memorability, and be essential to this proposed occurrence. Of course, there's also the question of timing. When would this season take place? After considering several possibilities, I believe it would be both wise and balanced to have it in between summer and fall once every 2 years, with every decade featuring it twice, and it being encored by a day on December 32nd and February 29th or 30th. To not completely skew the Gregorian calendar, the season leaks into the latter half of summer and the former half of fall, wedging itself in between the two and taking up as much space as possible, at, of course, the expense of only being featured every other year. So that's how I think a fifth season could be reasonably implemented into the existing 4, and provide a fitting update to this cycle. I believe it respects the previous, already beautiful ones while providing a nice spin and change of pace that I think is fitting, as it's been quite a while. But of course, I think it would make the most sense to at least test it out. That's why I've created the following invention, the Grifco Season Toggler. This disc-shaped device channels static vapor waves, that is, astral stenches irradiated from obsolete technology, and inverts them into environmental change in a small yet effective radius. This way, it can carry through the effects of any season, including the one I've taken to propose, but in an enclosed space, as to see what it's like in a gradual way. As emphasized before, even a kind of moderate implementation like this could make it so the season wouldn't be too big of a change, though for now, this is for the purpose of controlled experimentation. Regardless, I think I'm going to have a lovely Bronter picnic with my friend Michael Macagon.
Here we go. So, the interesting thing about bronc crawlers is that when you punch them, they don't actually feel any pain. It's more like punching a stuffed animal where they just get launched back.
Really? You know, I really like the air here. Cinnamon. Oh, I think that's pepper, actually.
I can feel it entering my nasal pathways. Look, when I was in that blue world 3 months ago, with Felix, I felt as though there was something missing.
I saw that lumbering creature traveling across the electric desert, searching through it.
And realized that clearly I was missing something. And now I know what it was. Bronter!
Yeah, but are you sure this isn't really gonna have, any complications? This is big. You can't just add a new season.
Well, no, it's fine. I balanced out everything, as I explained before, and clearly it'll work out because, it's only once every 2 years. But the point is, it's finally a difference. And now things will be changed forever.
Wait, what?
What is this place? Who are you?
My name is Solabella Aestus, and we are the seasonal representatives. We have made this vapor intermission to inform you that your actions have consequences, and you've disturbed the seasonal equilibrium. You need to stop now.
What's going on? Why do they sound like Mel?
We've adopted your friends' voices to mentally communicate with both of you. Our true nature cannot be expressed through your tiny human mind. Regardless, you need to stop this.
Yeah, you realize you're interrupting our picnic.
Yeah, all you're trying to do is test things out.
Look, I think I'd like to contact my legal advisor.
Your testing things out can change the nature of everyone's lives. We could have snowballs in summer, autumnal solstice, a pink Christmas.
All I wanted was a change of pace around here. Was that too much to ask for?
You can change things constructively, but this isn't one of those things. This is something you have to build and adapt around, rather than bulldoze through.
Yeah, they have a point. My uncle likes fall.
No one likes fall.
Shut up.
Dude.
Well, I guess I do.
You can change things in a constructive way, which is not what you're doing right now. Seriously, why is it purple?
Look, it's like a good balance between red and blue, Come on.
Anyway, why don't you try crocheting or something?
Crocheting? Come on, that's boring.
Well, I tried to help you. You need to turn off the machine immediately so we can continue the seasonal cycle without your little tamperings. This happens more often than you think. Anyway, just turn off the machine or we'll take initiative.
We should probably turn that off now.
I just wanted one thing, one little thing. I just wanted to change, a little change, but no. Clearly this couldn't work. Clearly that was too much to ask for. Whatever. Do you smell pepper? No! All I wanted was a change of pace around here. Was that too much to ask for?
You can change things constructively, but this isn't one of those things.
Stuck in this vessel of flesh and bone, I can feel my veins colluding under my skin, continuing this cycle. A tangential curve traveling towards an impossible point, repeating over and over again for infinity, a constant repetition. It's the same thing over and over and over again. It doesn't change. It's just the same thing. I don't understand. I just don't get it.
Over and over, going towards nowhere. On loop for infinity. Do you want to crochet or something?
Yeah, sure.